What would you do if the person you trusted most turned your pain into a punchline? Emily stood in the mirror, smoothing the navy dress she'd chosen for her sister Clara's wedding. It wasn't her day, but she'd spent weeks preparing, helping with invitations, tasting cakes, even sewing last-minute fixes into Clara's gown. Emily was the dependable one, the younger sister who never complained, no matter how much Clara leaned on her. But tonight, as the reception hall buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses, something felt off. The air was thick with whispers, and every glance in her direction carried a smirk. Clara had always been the golden child, charming, beautiful, the center of every room. Emily, quieter and more reserved, was used to fading into her shadow. But she loved Clara fiercely, even when it hurt. Growing up, Clara's teasing was relentless. Her jokes about Emily's weight, her awkward teenage years, her failed relationships. Emily took it all, believing it was just sisterly banter. But tonight, as she stood among the wedding guests, she felt a prickle of dread. The speeches began, and Clara's new husband, Mark, took the microphone. His grin was wide, but his eyes glinted with something sharp. "I want to thank Emily," he said, pausing for effect. The room turned to her, and her heart lifted. Maybe, just once, she'd be seen. Without her, well, let's just say Clara's wedding wouldn't have been half as entertaining. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Emily forced a smile, confused. Then Mark continued. "I mean, who else could provide such comedic material? Clara's been telling me stories for years, Emily's dating disasters, that time she tripped at prom. Oh, and the incident with the cake at their cousin's party." The room erupted. Emily's face burned. The incident wasn't funny. It was the night she'd found out her high school boyfriend was cheating, cried in the bathroom, and accidentally knocked over a dessert table in her rush to leave. Clara had promised never to tell. Yet here it was, weaponized for laughs. Guests were doubled over, and Clara, radiant in her white dress, was giggling behind her hand. Emily's hands shook. She was the joke. Again. But something snapped. Maybe it was the years of swallowing her hurt. Or maybe it was the way Clara's eyes met hers, not with guilt, but with triumph. Emily excused herself, slipping into the hallway, her chest tight. She pulled out her phone and scrolled through old messages, ones she'd buried deep. Messages from Clara's ex-best friend, Lily, who'd warned Emily years ago. "Clara's not who you think. She lies. She manipulates." Emily hadn't believed it then. But Lily had sent proof screenshots of Clara spreading rumors about Emily, mocking her insecurities to mutual friends, even fabricating stories to make herself look better. Emily had kept them, unsure why, until now. She returned to the reception, her heart pounding, but her resolve steel. The band was playing, and Clara was dancing, oblivious. Emily approached the DJ, who doubled as the AV tech, and handed him a USB drive. "Play this," she said, her voice steady. He hesitated, but she insisted. Moments later, the music stopped, and the giant screen behind the dance floor flickered to life. The room fell silent as Clara's messages appeared, one by one, each a dagger. "Emily's such a loser, but I keep her around for pity points. She'll never know I told everyone she failed her finals, makes me look smarter. Mark thinks she's pathetic, too. Perfect match for my maid of honor, right?" Gasps filled the room. Clara froze, her face draining of color. Mark's jaw dropped. Guests whispered, some turning away, others staring at Clara with disgust. Emily stepped forward, her voice cutting through the silence. "I loved you, Clara. I gave you everything. But you made me your punchline one too many times." She turned to the crowd. "I'm done being the joke. Enjoy the fallout." She walked out, head high, as the room exploded into chaos. Clara's sobs echoed behind her, but Emily didn't look back. Outside, the night air was cool, and for the first time in years, she felt free. She'd spent her life building Clara up, only to be torn down. Now, the truth was out, and Clara would face the consequences. Her perfect image shattered, her lies exposed. Days later, Emily heard the whispers. Clara's marriage was strained, Mark was humiliated, and guests had spread the story far and wide. Emily didn't gloat. She didn't need to. She'd reclaimed her voice, her dignity. She started small, new friends, a new job, a new city. Each step was hers, not Clara's shadow. The truth doesn't always set you free gently. Sometimes, it burns everything down first. But Emily learned that night, that she was more than a punchline. She was a survivor, and her story was just beginning.